Hi everyone, I'm Ken Wong and welcome to episode 2 of my video series Perspective Plus, where I sit down with leaders who are shaping the future of business and innovation. Today, we step into the world of filmmaking, as you might guess from our set. DreamWorks Animation is a global powerhouse in animated movies with films like Shrek, Madagascar, and my personal favorite, Kung Fu Panda. Their work is loved by millions around the world, including my son, earning Oscar nominations and redefining what is possible in animated film. And behind every great movie is a hidden story of creativity, technology, and collaboration. This is what we are here today to explore. And joining me, it's Case Wombberg, Senior Vice President of Technology Communications and Strategic Alliances at DreamWorks, which has helped her drive the innovation that keeps DreamWorks at the forefront of storytelling. So, Kate, thank you very much. I'm very excited for you to be here. And last time we met were in Barcelona. So how have you been?
Been fantastic. Things are busier than ever at DreamWorks Animation.
I have a couple of questions for you. So number one is, you have an amazing career over 20 years in filmmaking, working on huge films like Shrek and Kung Fu Panda, and given you unique background of being creative and technology savvy. So would you say one or the other was more important over years? And, for example, if someone like my son is interested in this field, what advice would you give to them? Should they pursue a technology path or a more creative one?
Oh, that's interesting. When I first started at DreamWorks, I was a production manager on the very first original Shrek. And I was surrounded by the most amazing artists and engineers I've ever met. Incredible filmmakers who had wonderful vision and imagination, and then wonderful engineers who were building brand new animation systems that had never existed before. And I guess what I've learned over the years, Ken, is that artists and engineers, they're the same sort of people. They're both creating things that have never been seen or experienced before. Artists are thinking up stories and characters and brand new worlds. Engineers are thinking about how to create solutions and technological infrastructures and applications that'll allow these artists to get their work done. But both of them they're both creators. And so the wonderful thing is, if you want to work at DreamWorks Animation, you don't have to choose. You can actually be an incredible engineer or an incredible artist. I think the only thing that we really require at DreamWorks Animation is passion, a passion for excellence.
Thank you. I'm sure you have seen the industry change a lot. And along the way, DreamWorks has partnered with some of the biggest tech companies around the world. So what are some of the biggest impact you have seen as a result of these partnerships?
Well, DreamWorks Animation has a world-class engineering organization. So you might ask yourself, well, why are you partnered then? Well, because our ambition is always greater than our ability to hit it on our own. So we seek out leading-edge, world-class technology companies like Lenovo that help us accelerate our own initiatives, because your people are also, you guys are so entrepreneurial and you're so passionate about what you're doing. You bring that passion to our business. And that passion helps us accelerate our own transformations and our initiatives. I look at things like a few years ago when you introduced us to your warm water-cooled Neptune servers, and that helped us reduce our tech debt so significantly, Ken. In fact, if we hadn't done that initiative with you, we wouldn't be in a position right now to take on the next transformation.
Well, thank you. We're happy to be able to partner with you and add value to the outcomes. DreamWorks is known for being on the cutting edge of using technology to tell stories, and with AI everywhere. So how do you see it helping or even while challenging the creative side of filmmaking?
The most important facet of our storytelling is our artists. Their imaginations are simply unmatched. So what we need to do is look for technological innovation that can help unleash their imaginations, that can help unlock them and allow them to work at the speed of their imagination. These are the areas that we are starting to look into AI. Where can it help us streamline operations? Where can it help us optimize our infrastructure? And we're not sure of those answers. That's why we're working with your AI Center of Excellence, because you have experts in those areas to work with our folks to take a look at which areas within our production processes we can actually simplify things so that the artists can do their amazing work.
How have you seen your leadership style evolve over the years, and what are some of the lessons learned?
You know, Ken, with this question, I have to say that part of it for me is that it took me a long time to have confidence in myself. There was a while where other people had confidence in me. They gave me more responsibility, and it took me a while to actually understand that I deserved that, and I owned it, and I had confidence in it. But once I took that step, what that freed me up to do was realize that I could actually recognize that there are areas that I was great at, and there were areas that I wasn't, that weren't my strong suits. And so I hired people on my team that were great at those things. And I empower them to take the lead in those areas so that as an entire organization, we are better for it. And I feel like right now we are at the top of our game.
Well, KJ, I have been telling my team that, I'm so inspired by your leadership, because when I first met you, I thought you were a 30 years IT practitioner, right? Because the knowledge that you are with technology is just amazing, right? But I remember once upon a time you told me that you know nothing about technology, right? So I think you're eager to learn, and you just mentioned your openness to bring in the right expert, the right talent with the domain expertise, I think is a secret recipe to make you so successful. So, what are the last word of advice for the future leaders or even leaders of today?
Well, I think that you're right about me. I am a lifelong student. I love asking questions. I love going to school off of people and understanding their perspectives on what they think works and where they think things can be better. So I strongly would suggest that people stay lifelong students. But the other thing is, I truly do value partnerships. I value partnerships between our companies because they bring out the best in both of us, but that can be true just as individuals. I often like to think of myself as partnering with the engineers or partnering with the filmmakers to better understand what they see success and how we can work together to actually get there faster.
Thank you very much, Kate, for being here and sharing your insights and your journey. If this discussion inspired you, stay tuned for more thought-provoking conversation with industry leaders like Kate, who are shaping the future of business, creativity, and beyond. See you next time.
Lenovo.